Task 1. Listen to a lecture in a history class. Of all the generals in the American Civil War, one stands above all the rest: Robert E. Lee. Lee was American nobility. He was born and raised in Virginia. His father was a hero of the Revolutionary War, while Lee himself married George Washington's granddaughter. In 1861, Lee was a colonel in the United States Army when the South left the Union. Lee, claiming he could not draw his sword against his native Virginia, resigned his commission and was soon leading the Army of Northern Virginia. Like most great military generals, Lee was a gambler. Two battles illustrate this tendency. The first is the Battle of Chancellorsville in May 1863. There, Lee broke all the rules of military engagement. Faced by a Union army twice the size of his own, Lee divided his much smaller army not once, not twice, but 3 times. In the process, Lee defeated the Union army and established his reputation as a general equal to Napoleon. Time and again, Lee defeated the much larger Union army. While Chancellorsville was Lee's greatest victory, the Battle of Gettysburg in July 1863 was Lee's greatest defeat. On the 3rd day of battle, Lee, convinced that one final blow would break the Union line, sent the Army of Northern Virginia marching across a mile-wide field. The waiting Union Army annihilated Lee's men. The South never recovered. At war's end, many in the North wanted Lee hung for treason. However, Lee never stood trial. Lincoln wanted reconciliation, not revenge. Task 2. Listen to a lecture in a marine biology class.
Seamounts are of great interest not only to biologists, but to the commercial fishing industry as well. And for good reason. The nutrient-rich water around a seamount is home to an immense variety of fish, many of which have commercial value. One such fish is the orange roughy. In the mid-1970s, orange roughy was found in great numbers around seamounts near New Zealand. The greatest concentrations were found 1 kilometer down, a depth once thought impossible to fish. But this did not stop the fishing industry. No longer did depth protect the fish. Helped by new GPS technology, bottom trawling was born. Bottom trawling involves dragging a net across the ocean floor. This is a very destructive form of fishing, for not only does the net catch orange roughy, but it also destroys the ocean floor and catches other species that are not commercially valuable. This method of fishing was so effective and the demand for orange roughy so great that they were practically wiped out. Another fish directly impacted by bottom trawling is the armorhead. In the 1960s, huge numbers of armorheads were discovered around seamounts northwest of Hawaii. In no time at all, Russian and Japanese fishing fleets virtually wiped out the armorhead. Like orange roughy, armorhead stocks have yet to recover.